Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM. Welcome back to Aghalee Farm, episode 2. I hope you're all doing very well and having a lovely day. So, it's still August. I figured I'd try and make the most of the time we have in this month just to crack on with a couple more jobs. I have made the alteration and turned it to 2 days per month. But with this field being mowed last episode, I figured I'd try and squeeze in the rolling of that field to promote the second growth, so come next month it'll be a bit further on, and also get the straw bales picked out the field that we harvested in the last episode. Obviously get the straw picked up with the baler, and go from there. Try and get all that done before September. Stand us in good stead for starting the next month, at least with the cows topped up with a bit of straw, and hopefully as well by the end of the episode I think I do need to top them up with a bit of food, because they are lacking a bit and I don't think they've got enough food to get them through overnight into next month. They'll probably completely empty themselves. But obviously we do have, over in the barn over here, we do have the necessary ingredients to make a total mixed ration mix. We've got 5 already fermented bales of silage, we've got a bit of straw, we've got a bit of hay. So everything should be tickety-boo. So, one slight alteration I did have to make between episodes. Now, in the last episode, when I was doing the baling off camera, the old bale trailer that I had, which I've used many times, and this one did confuse me a bit, I loaded it up with the bales, and as I added more weight to the bed of the trailer, the wheels would sink into the ground, and it would become almost impossible to move. The vehicles, whether it was this or the tractors, would only tow the thing at about 1 or 2 miles an hour. At the time, I figured it could have just been the dynamic dirt mod that I had installed, so between episodes, of course, I've disabled that mod, but it still did it, and I can't. It was just impossible to do anything with. So I figured, right, while I can, I'll make an alteration. So I've sold that bale trailer. I think we sold it for about €10,000, and we bought this Johnston bale trailer for, I think it was 12, maybe 12 or 13. So we've spent about 3 or 4 grand. So now the monetary total is just shy of €22,000. So needs must, had to do it, because as I say, moving that trailer around at 1 mile an hour was painfully impossible. So anyway, with that out of the way, everything else is as it was, as per the last episode. The sheep are still, what have we got, was it 9 litres? I think we had 15 litres this has increased to now, so yep, all good. So I think, as I say, the first couple of jobs I'd like to get done while I've still got a couple of hours of daylight is get the straw picked up out the field of wheat that we harvested in the last episode, and hopefully as well get the field of grass that we mowed last episode, get that rolled over, get the next growth stage promoted, and jobs are good. And so we'll stick with the Massey for now. We'll hook up the bale trailer, the baler, sorry, and I'll see you over at the field in a few minutes. Right, here we are, field 50. We'll squeeze ourselves through the gate there. The joys of having small tractors with really nice tight turning circles. You can pretty much squeeze into any gap. So here we are. Now, one of the things I will be doing immediately after getting this straw picked up out the field is running the levelling tool in the construction menu and just smoothing out a lot of the big bumps in here. I did mention in the last episode, likes of this here, really big, unnecessary bumps in the field. So need to get that smoothed off, but obviously get the straw picked up first, because running that levelling tool from the construction menu will just delete all the straw. So need to get it all picked up, and ideally I'm hoping that the quantity of straw that we get out of this field in the various bales will be enough to at least fill up the cow barn in its with the current numbers that's got. I think at the minute, if I go into the animal menu, our cows have got 6,833 litres of straw, so I'm pretty sure, looking at that, I can't quite figure out exactly what the total of straw is that this barn holds, but I'm almost certain, hopefully, touch wood, that whatever we get out of here will be enough to fill that up and hopefully have a few more straw bales left over. So I'm going to get this wee job popped into a relatively short cinematic. I'm going to obviously run the baler, get it all picked up, and run back into with the telehandler and the bale trailer and get everything back to the farm. So I shall see you all ASAP.
Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine.
Right, here we are, almost back at the farm. Just need to take it nice and easy down this hill, because we've got quite a bit of weight behind us. Now, we've got 25 bales of straw off that field, 5,000 litres a bale with the straw one, so that's 125,000 litres of straw, so that's not so bad. Unfortunately, our cow barn doesn't take from the straw bale, so what I'm gonna have to do in order to keep the cows topped up with straw for now until I can figure something out, I'm just gonna have to use the Keenan, the feed mixer, just to break down the bales and turn it into loose straw inside it, and just use that, as it were. So I'm going to have to do a bit of musical machinery as per usual. Dig the feed mixer out of there, load a few up, and we've got 5 bales left in the field. So essentially, I will mess around here for a few minutes. As I say, it's going to take me a little bit of time just to dig the baler out again, get the mower, the lime spreader out of the way. Give myself enough room in here to do that, because we do have a tight yard, of course, but that's what it's like on British farms, isn't it? Or some of them, at least, anyway. We haven't got a huge amount of space to play with, but it's just up to me to manage that. So, right. I'll crack on with this, and I shall see you as soon as possible. Right, so we've got 4 bales in there already, which will be 20,000 litres. So, we'll go for a 5th. See where that takes us to, because as I said before, I'm a little bit unsure as to what the quantity of the cow barn's capacity for straw is, so let's just let that break itself down for a few more minutes. It'll just take a little while, this one. We'll get it loaded in and see where we're up to. Right, all being well, we should get ourselves a feed trigger in a second, so let's just see if I can do a bit of reverse by braille here. The doorway's somewhere in the middle. I'm kind of aiming for the... There we go, I think. Oof. Trigger, please. Yes, there we go. Excellent stuff. That's worked. So, this should now give us a rough idea. Now, we had, I think the total quantity in this Keenan is 22,785. But I put 5 bales in, so there must have been some part of the bale still in there. But straw is going up, that's what we like. If we go into the animal menu very quickly, so that's 8, 16 would be about there, so we might not be too far off, potentially. Maybe, we'll see. I'll get them filled up though, that's the main thing. Top the barn up with straw. Get those other straw bales unloaded, get them neatened up, tidied away into the shed over there. Get the other 5 out the field, and I'll put you back up when all that is done. Right, there we go. So, job done. Again, I always say that, don't I? Right, so I've got all the straw bales out of the field, and while I was dithering around down here sorting all the bales out, I've neatened up all the pile of straw bales now there. We have, what have we got there? 26 bales there now, because I've moved the silage bales into the front of this stack here, so these couple here are the already fermented ones that we had previously. And I thought while I was here with the telehandler and the bales and messing things around, I thought I would bring the feed mix around and get a nice feed mix sorted out. So from our 125 centimetre bales, this feed mixer takes 2 silage bales, 2 bales of hay and 1 bale of straw, and that gives us a very nice round number of 21,000 litres. Now that's all mixed, so we can turn that mixer off and turn the volume down a bit. So yeah, we've got 21,000 litre mix there. So let's go get this loaded into the cow barn. Get this lot sorted for the night, as it were. It says in the animal food calculator that they use 24,000 a day. How much of that they'll use through the night, I'm not too sure. But either way, there we go. Excellent. Keeping them topped up, that's what we want. So this should take them. Now, if we go into the animal menu, looking at the quantities of straw, I'm going to hazard a guess and say that this holds 35 or 40,000 litres of straw. Obviously, I'm not too clued up on what they'll take in respect of a total amount of total mixed ration. but we should have around about 30-odd thousand litres, I think, in here by the time we've done this mix, which is excellent. And then once that's done, we still have a bit of daylight, I think. What we're on, it's 5:45. So I reckon, field work-wise, what I'd like to get done is, as I said before, get the grass field that we mowed in the last episode. I want to get that rolled, so that when we cross over into the next month, we should have a bit of a growth stage going on there. If I was to leave that rolling till next month, then I'm essentially delaying that growing process, aren't I? So if I can get it done now and then we go into next month, we should be that should be well on its way again. Now it will need a bit more work in there as well. We'll need to top it up with a bit of lime and liquid fertiliser. I don't think I've got enough slurry yet to use the slurry spreader to get that field covered. I don't think so anyway. In fact, we probably could check actually, couldn't we? If I go into the field menu, I've got the field calculator here. So the field in question is field 45. So if we go to here, so where are we? Slurry. 19,103 litres. Now I know this is based on base game and not precision farming, I believe, but at the minute, going back into the animal menu to see what kind of slurry levels we've got, 9999. So we've only got enough to do half that field. So yeah, we'll have to, for the sake of it, we'll just use the liquid fertiliser and top that up. But that'll be in the next month, as it were. And the other thing I'd very much like to get done is the field of wheat that we've just picked the straw bales out of. We need to run the cultivator in there on the Ford. Now at the seeder that we have here, the Kubota seeder, if I remember correctly, stuffed at the back there, that's not a direct drill, so we will need to do a little bit of tillage beforehand. So we'll be running the Ford with the little cultivator. We'll have to unbury that one as well. That's half the job on this farm, isn't it? As soon as you want to do a job, you need to unbury things again, because I unburied the feed mixer, and in the process I buried the Ford and the cultivator. But yeah, we'll run the cultivator in that field, get a bit of prep done in that. Obviously lime, liquid, and we'll top up the liquid fertiliser when we've got a crop in there. Now I'm thinking crop-wise, obviously wheat was in there previously, but crop-wise we are within the time scale. Which way am I going, up or down? Right, crop calendar. So next month, September, we will be within the planting stage for canola, barley and wheat. Now I think the best thing for me to do, because I'm not going to be bothered about what, I'm not too fussed about what crop goes into that field. Essentially I still just need that for the purposes of straw. So I'm thinking if I use canola, which is of the three, that's the most valuable. We're going top price there at 282. Well, if we go into the top price completely, we've got 407 in January for wheat. We've got 378 in January for barley. But we have 729 in December for canola. So I think if I plant a field of canola in that one, we'll get the straw from it, but we'll get more money from selling it. So that's the plan, I think. A reasonable plan, I hope, going forward. I hope I've not made any silly mistakes, as I sometimes do. Right, there we go. So food, 35,999 litres. Excellent. So, well, that's good. Right, that'll do. 36,000 litres of daily food of 24,000. So if one day passes, we'd still have a few litres in there to tide them over. And I've got, hopefully by that time, I've got 3 fully fermented silage bales over there. The other ones I think are only at about 4%. And we do still have this bunker silo here, 30%. Right, so we'll see where that's up to next month, and hopefully we'll be able to do something with that ASAP. But for now, I'd like to get that field rolled, so let's pull this out of here, park this back up somewhere, get it out of the way. I think I'm going to utilise the New Holland with the field roller this evening. Get that job done. So I shall do my usual, faff around in here for a minute, just organising and tidying things up, moving things around. I suppose I don't have to do that with this one, do I? There's the New Holland and there's the roller, right? There we go. So, anyway, I'll hitch this up, and I shall see you in a moment in the field. Right. Swing it tight round into the field here. There we go. Managed to do that without clobbering into the gatepost. Now, I do actually hope that this is going to work. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I haven't actually worked with a map that has this new mowed grass colour and texture to it. Let's shut the gate there so we don't bump into that on the way around. I've never used this grass roller either. I do hope it works. I do like the authenticity of it, the nice old school, just heavy roller look. It's feels quite apt for the farm. So, that's lowered down. Oh, I saw something change underneath it. Ah, there we go. Excellent. Excellent. Right. Oh, and it also captures the grass on the edge there, doesn't it? So let's just check there. Pop into the map menu just to be sure. There we go. So, harvested is purple, growing is green. Excellent stuff. That's what we want. And we should, if I bring up the menu there, the information, that'll tell us that the pH value is good, but it does need a very slight topping up. The nitrogen is okay, but that will need topping up as well, won't it? So, excellent. Oh, I'm glad that works. So that is one relief. So, right, I'm going to pop this job into a lovely evening cinematic rolling. I think it's a beautiful evening here on Aghalee Farm. So, let's get cracking. Right, there we go. Grass rolling done. And this is an excellent grass roller, I've got to say. It really is a handy thing. I'm really glad I found this mod. It's a lovely thing. So, beautiful evening. This map really is a gorgeous spectacle of a place, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. So, grass rolling done. Yeah, so this is now growing away, popping into the map PDA. There we can see a nice light shade of green. The bottom stage of the growing greens, but it's growing nonetheless. So now is, I feel, a good time to go to bed and move forward into next month and see what that brings us. So there we go. Got ourselves, oh, tied in knots, haven't I? Oops. Right, let's do this out of cab. And I'm stuck, I think. Oh no. Got myself out of that one. Just about. Right. It happens, doesn't it? To the best of us. Right, so let's get this back to the yard. And I'm well aware as well that one thing I really do need to invest a couple of pounds in, a couple of euros, sorry, is a jet washer. So I think that might be something we invest in very soon, because everything is thoroughly mucky and it needs a clean, because we have to look after our equipment, don't we? So anyway, I shall abandon this here for now. There we go. Jobbed. We'll get ourselves round to our little caravan. Now obviously the sheep are all fed, they're fine, they've got those grass bales in front of the trough there, just drip feeding them as it were. As we know, we fed the cows, they're topped up with straw. Yeah, me too. So, I'll see you in September. Morning everyone, here we are now in September. So, just having a bit of a tidy up from the end of play yesterday. Getting the roller back where it belongs. What I intend to do today, firstly, for the end of this episode, is I'm going to run a bit of tillage in what was the wheat field in the ford. So I need to dig the ford out. In fact, I need to get back in this one and go move that mower. But yeah, so quick update on the cows. Very quickly, I'll jump into the PDA, into the animal menu, sorry. Yeah, they're at 24,402 litres of straw, and they've gone through a little bit of their food, so they're now at 25,611 litres. So we will need to top them up, no doubt, by the end of play, at the end of this day, but that'll probably be in the next episode, I'd imagine. But for now, I need to dig out the ford. There we go. Hopefully I'm close enough. Yeah, okay, there we go. That'll lift it up. Now, most of our fields are we've got one grass field that is now at its second growth stage. I think we'll just leave that there for now. There we go. Yeah, forget again. Sorry, we're going back into the map PDA again. So there we are. So they're almost all of them are at harvestable stage. Field 44 here, which was at its first stage of harvested growth in last month. This is now ready to go. 43, 28 and 23 are at their first growth stage, so we'll be leaving those till, I'm assuming it's going to be next month. I don't think it'll be tomorrow in game day. 24 is now growing and 45 is growing, so we'll the benefits of rolling that grass, if I hadn't have done that at the end of last month, a few minutes ago, so to speak, this growth stage, I'd be rolling this now, and this field would be ready to harvest next month, kind of thing. So that was why I was really keen to get that done. Not to waste time. I suppose it didn't take too long, did it? So jumping out the menu, and I'm not actually sure if I showed you this field before. This had been, it didn't have any grass. It had been planted, but it hadn't sprouted, so to speak. So it's now growing, as it were. So yeah, lots and lots of grass which can be turned into silage, feed the cows, stick into the BGA, and make a bit of money. Now, our bunker silo here is 71% fermented, so hopefully that's not going to be too far away, and obviously we'll be making a couple of feed mixes out of this, but sticking most of that into the BGA to earn us some money, because in the last month we earned just over £800 from the BGA. And our bales over here, a quick run over, see how these guys are doing. It's fermenting away, 23% fermented, so excellent stuff. But yeah, if I just quickly jump through the hedge here and show you the field that we just rolled, there you go, the benefits of grass rolling. after a mowing. Brings it right back. So that's excellent. But yeah, needs topping up with a bit of lime and fertiliser. But obviously that's in due time. Let's see where the wool production is up to. 148 litres. Keep at it, you lot. What are these bales at actually? 2,406 litres, 1986. So yeah, they're all good for food anyway for now. Right, so updated I suppose. So now let's get in that Ford for the first time. And go and run a bit of light tillage in what was the wheat field. Now I think there's actually weeds growing in that field now as well. So this definitely needs doing. Get it prepped for a drilling of some canola, I think. So I'll see you up there at the field. Right, here we are, back at field 50. So, as you can see, we have small weeds growing. Field information thing says, oh, it doesn't actually give us a, even if we wanted to, it doesn't actually give us an option to remove them with a tool. It just says they're small. But very soon they will be gone, because we're going to give it a nice bit of tillage. So, I'm going to pop this job into another cinematic for you all, and I'll pick you up when it's finished. And there we go, one beautifully cultivated field ready for a drilling, which will probably be in the next episode. Getting the canola in here. Lovely work. So, it was a bit of a bumpy ride, that one, if you noticed throughout that cinematic. It was, I'm assuming it's down to the weight and the narrow tyres on this particular tractor, perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, it was very bumpy all over the place. So, anyway, job done. There we go. Something I forgot to mention as well, maybe just a quick tip, I suppose it is, because it's something that had kind of slipped my mind. In this, you know how when you start a save game in start from scratch mode. Occasionally, depending on how the map makers set it out, you will start with a loan. But obviously I have the enhanced loan system mod installed on my game. I tend to run it on most of the games. So when I had started this save, I had done it in start from scratch mode so that I could purchase the Coxhill farm that I'm on at the minute instead of just starting with the usual Aghalee Farm. And I'd obviously set up all my machinery, using the easy dev, I'd given myself a buttload of money. I'd purchased the land, bought the fields, bought the equipment I wanted, and then come out of the game, edited my XML to zero all the finances and just give myself that 15 grand to start off with. But what I hadn't taken into consideration is the starting off with the enhanced loan system. So when you go into the base game finances screen, or the farm.xml file, if you're on PC, of course, doing this kind of stuff, the loan isn't there. It was zero. So I had assumed, wrongfully, naively, that I didn't start this game with a loan, because I hadn't gone into the enhanced loan system menu, because I hadn't intended to use it. I wasn't getting a loan. But essentially what I'm trying to say is, when I woke up between from August into September, a €5,500 payment went out of my bank account for the loan, and I was like, what? I haven't got a loan. But sure enough, because you start on this particular map in start from scratch with a £200,000 loan, it had automatically been taken over by the enhanced loan system mod, and it had completely slipped my mind in that respect. I hadn't seen it, so I did it was something I forgot to mention before, sorry, before we jumped into today and got down to this field work. So what I'd done is I've removed the enhanced loan system mod and put that 5.5 grand back into my bank, so the money is still roughly where it should be, 22,201. But yeah, it was just something I meant to bring up before, and it completely slipped my mind. So just something to be wary of, those of you who are playing with the enhanced loan system mod and you start a new game from scratch. Just something to keep an eye on. Anyway, so job done. So I think I am going to call it here for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Next episode, I think we are going to be cracking straight down to getting some drilling done in this field, get the canola in here, and we are going to get that field of grass mowed. The one field of grass that we have that is at its second growth stage, we'll get that sorted out. Now, as much as I'd like to run the forage harvester and get it picked up in that respect, I still can't do that, because obviously the bunker silo has that small amount of fermenting grass in there. It's about 70% through it now, isn't it? But once that's empty, we can start using the forage harvester and getting the grass fields. Hopefully, actually, thinking about it, if we go into the map PDA, we've got, so this is the field that's ready to go, and this field, so 53, 43, 28 and 23 will probably all be ready to cut at the same time. So I'm hoping by the time they're ready to cut, the bunker silo will be fermented. We can empty that and then get all 4 of these fields done with the forage harvester picking it up and getting it tipped into the bunker silo and get a good chunk into that bunker silo fermenting away. Hopefully that might work out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your time watching the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Give the video a like if you can, if you wouldn't mind. It does do wonders for the channel, hitting that like button. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.